We talk about crypto, and we keep it brief and to the point. Today we have some big news in the world of crypto. We just got news that President Trump's Truth Social has filed for a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF with the NYSE. So, one of the major traditional trading platforms will soon have another big crypto listing. And, sadly, we don't have an XRP ETF from Trump's Truth Social yet. We are still waiting for that. But soon we'll see the Trump administration use their ETF to buy up all the Bitcoin and Ethereum they can get their hands on. Trump also said he wants the laws that govern crypto to be on his desk right now. He responds, "Put it on my desk right away." No waiting. So we expect the US to start regulating stablecoin crypto as soon as possible. And the House did formally get the Genius Act from the Senate yesterday afternoon, so the Genius Act will be here as soon as possible. Trump's plan says that the Genius Act should be fully passed and put into law in August. So, everyone, it will happen in 2 months from the time this video was made. Eleanor Tredd from Fox Business writes that some House members, notably Tom Emmer, are pushing to package the Genius Act with a market framework before the vote. This means that the Genius Act and the Clarity Act could be passed at the same time. Tom Emmer said, "I think the Genius Act will pass in the House as long as it is with the Clarity Act." This is all great news, guys. It's really positive because we need rules in place for all the institutional money to come into the crypto markets. And we get it from USDC. We have USDC all around the world. USDC is available on all of the major blockchains as well as all of the accessible blockchains. And this includes XLM, XRP, HBR, Ethereum, and Algorand. It's very amazing to have USCC at the top of the XRP ledger. There is even more money moving on the XRP ledger. And, guys, with new rules coming in, we are in the middle of the biggest change the world has ever seen. The financial revolution. And, folks, we're lucky because we're putting money into it by buying XRP. And now is one of the best moments to be alive because, guys, we are truly going through the Great Reset. Start over. And we could see that Ripple already covers 90% of the world's networks. Let's watch this video. To use XRP. To be honest, we don't see a big problem with adoption. We have a lot of deep conversations with regulators. In the spring, the Bank of England ran a proof of concept with Ripple. The bank is one of the most respected and conservative institutions in the world. So we don't have any problems with our regulatory support. Again, because the money was made from the start to be used for transactions, it puts us in a very strong position with the establishment. When it comes to adoption, it's basically about using the banks we've showed in the previous slide to build the first network on a large size. The banks we're working with combined would give us around 90% coverage of the world's global networks in roughly 90 countries. So, since we're currently in multi-corridor volume with those institutions, it will be a lot easier for additional banks to come up and use XRP. Banks all across the world are talking to us about using XRP, and it's going well. We really did our first XRP liquidity planet with a US-based startup called Qualux. In the third quarter of this year, we sent money from the US to Mexico. The dollars were turned into XRP, which was sent to Mexico on the blockchain and then turned into Mexican pesos. The banks urged Ripple to slow down the middle section because we were sending the papers too quickly for them to understand. In the other direction, we had an issue with speed, if you will, but we are using XMT in that way right now. We have all of the bank's payment systems around the world using XRP. And so, Ripple's Enterprise Payments Network already covers 90% of the worldwide FX market. The global FX market is worth $7,500 billion a day or $2.7 quadrillion a year. If Ripple takes care of about 90%, that's about $6,570 billion per day, and 2.2 plus quadrillion per year. Okay? This indicates that XRP has to have a market valuation of several trillion dollars to accommodate all of this volume. If this happens, the price of XRP might go up by 3 or more digits. So, this is why we think XRP will do well. And we can see that on-demand liquidity has grown to around 40 payout markets across the world, which is 90% of the FX market. The evidence is in the pudding. Businesses can count on crypto to provide speed, efficiency, security, and scalability. XRP makes all of this feasible. The cost of an XRP transaction is less than a penny, and the transaction speed is also less than 3 seconds. So, XRP will reach those high prices when it can handle the global FX market. Finally, Chris Larsson acknowledges it's not about technology, it's all about trust. So, Ripple has been cultivating partnerships with the biggest banks in the world for more than 13 years. So, once again, all of the world's top banks, organizations, and payment systems use XRP. That's all there is to the video. I hope you all had fun, and I'll see you in the next one.